Hi, this is Ellen Wright from the Wright Family Law Group in Tewksbury, and I'm going to talk today about a few key things that you need to know if you will find yourself in a situation where you need to be able to prove that your ex is an unfit parent. In Massachusetts, the courts pretty much always operate under the assumption that parents are fit to take care of their children unless there's evidence to the contrary. It's almost always in the best interest of a child to have both parents active and involved in a child's life unless there's evidence that a parent can't take care of them or keep them safe. So what is parental fitness exactly? Generally speaking, an unfit parent is a parent that neglects or is unable to care for the needs and the welfare of their child. Issues that interfere with a parent's ability to effectively parent their children can run the gamut, and a lot of them are largely situational. But the factors that really weigh heavily on parental fitness include a history of drug abuse, alcoholism, mental instability or mental illness, abandonment of the child, child abuse or neglect, domestic violence, and criminal history or incarceration. Allegations of parental unfitness are taken extremely seriously. So before you undertake a legal campaign to prove that your ex is unfit, you need to make sure of a few things. Number one, make sure your allegations are true. You need to have more than a hunch or a suspicion that your ex is abusing your child. The worst thing you can do is accuse your ex of parental abuse or neglect only to find out later on that your allegations were false. If your claims later turn out to be hollow, a judge could suspect that you're launching this legal campaign in order to interfere with your ex's relationship with the child. So you want to make sure that you have a solid case before you undertake any sort of legal proceedings. Number two, make sure that your motives are in the right place. Before you take next steps, you need to take a step back and ask yourself some honest questions. Ask yourself how much of your ego is going into this fight. Do you have any buried hostility toward your ex? You need to ask yourself these tough questions to make sure that your motives are in the right place before you undertake what could be a long and drawn-out court battle. Maybe your child was left in the car for a long period of time while your ex was out pursuing criminal endeavors. Or maybe your child was abused by one of your ex's friends or a family member. If there is any open and obvious neglect, by all means, move forward and move forward boldly. If you're thinking of launching a legal smear campaign to prove that your ex is unfit as a means of getting back at him or her, or as a means of coercing that person back into a relationship with you, it's almost guaranteed to backfire, so you need to think twice. Number three, collect your evidence. Since allegations of parental unfitness are taken super seriously, you need to have compelling evidence in order to prove your ex is unfit under Massachusetts statute. Admissible evidence could include photos or video footage of abusive behavior, testimony from witnesses, experts, and anything else that supports your claim. Documents such as police reports, court documents, medical records, or anything else that shows a pattern of domestic violence in the home are also going to be helpful. If your ex hasn't been bringing the child to school or the child is regularly late while in his or her care, you should request a copy of the attendance logs from the school. Emotional abuse is harder to prove because it isn't always as obvious, but if the court suspects that there's more going on than what meets the eye, they can appoint what's called a guardian ad litem to investigate on the case and report to the court on any allegations of suspected neglect or abuse. If you're in a situation where your child may be subjected to abuse or neglect by the other parent, download our complimentary e-guide for additional tips and tricks on how to prove that your ex is an unfit parent. To talk about your situation further, give us a call at 978-851-2291 or reach out to us on our website at wrightfamilylawgroup.com. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel.